spikes on, and it feels great out here. It's like 35 degrees. It's a beautiful sunny day. So here I go, off on my Escalante Route adventure. Heading down the snowy Tanner Trail. It's about 1:30, and I really just started. I parked my car at Grandview and got a taxi, and the taxi dropped me off at the Tanner Trailhead, which is at Lippin Point. So I would suspect I'll be out of the snow in, I don't know, less than a mile. It looks pretty melted out down there. So slow going right now because this is obviously slick. But I have my micro spikes and they're working great. So here goes. It's beautiful. It's so cool to be at this end of the canyon. It's a totally different perspective than being more towards the west end. It's just beautiful. Okay, so I've made it to the top of the red wall, and you got to see the view behind me. There's just this little river there, back there. So I'm trying to find a great camp spot. There's a million of them, but I'm being greedy, and I think if I go up a little higher, it might be even better. So I'm gonna check it out. It's like 4:30. Not even 4:30 yet, so I got time. So anyway, it's pretty cool. Yeah, and behind me, Palisades are all lit up from the setting sun. Pretty awesome. Okay, so I found it. This is definitely my campsite. I came to the top of this little hill off the trail a bit. The sun is still shining. I probably got another 30 minutes of direct sun. I've got this incredible view behind me. The camp spot is back here, right here, by that little tree. So this is amazing. I can't believe it, and I'm so glad I decided to come back up a little bit. All right, setting up camp time. Good morning. I'm at my amazing campsite at the top of the red wall, and I think it's about, I don't know, probably close to 8. It was a very cold night, very windy. When I checked the temperature, I think it was like 17 degrees this morning, but it's starting to feel a little bit better. See the full moon behind me, sun hitting the canyon walls. Gorgeous morning. So I just got to get packed up and get on my way to down to Tanner Beach. I'm going to get there probably around noon or so I can kind of take it easy and maybe take an hour break, have some lunch, and hopefully it'll be warm down there. Maybe even a little nap. And then I've got a 3-mile stretch to Cardenas Beach, which is where I'm camping, and it should be a pretty super tough day. Just the beginning here is going to be tough. I've got to go down, I think 2,500 feet, 3,500. I'm at 55 now, going down to 25 to 3,000, and it's pretty steep. So this first stretch is going to be hard. I might need my micro spikes too because there's snow on the trail. All right, let's get it. Okay, it's about 11 and I've been hiking for just about 2 hours. The weather's absolutely perfect. The sky is incredibly blue, and just a little breezy. I shed my jacket and everything. Still have my base layer on. I'm kind of hot, but as you can see, I am almost down to the beach. I'm giving myself another hour. It might take a lot less than that. But so far this trail's been amazing, so beautiful. Kind of give you a panorama here. I've been walking alongside the Palisades pretty much all day. There's been some pretty steep spots, but for the most part it's really not super difficult, and there's been some really nice cruisy areas too. So it's a great trail. I really like it. Just enough snow and ice to kind of make it a little more challenging and fun, but not too much to drive you crazy. So I'm gonna head down to the beach, and totally stoked that I'll have some time to just chill out. And so here I go. Well, here I am, Tanner Rapids, nice and loud. I'm gonna walk up the beach a little bit, find a nice place, although this is a pretty nice place, but just walk up a little bit, find a nice place to take a break, enjoy this amazing river. That's my nap spot. All right, I just left Tanner Beach. I was there for probably close to 2 hours. Just really enjoyed just relaxing, and the sun was so nice and warm. Just laid down, took a nap, had some lunch, listened to the river. But I just came away from the beach area, and I'm heading down the trail towards Cardenas Beach, which is where I will be camping tonight. It's only 3 miles from here, and kind of goes along the river, so it should be a pretty easy walk from here on out. So kind of a nice relaxing day. I've got a big day ahead tomorrow. In this area that I'm at right now, I've got these beautiful wide open views, which gives me this great panorama. And as you can see, it's a gorgeous day. Probably in the high 50s. There's no wind or anything right now, and the sun is just warm, and it's perfect for hiking. I love it. All right, so I carry on. So I didn't mention that when I left Tanner Beach, I was officially starting the Escalante Route. And the Escalante Route is not a maintained trail. I mean, it's been pretty well beaten down by people over the years, but it's not an official trail. It's just a pathway, and I guess it can be difficult to find at times, but I found it pretty well beaten down, lots of footprints too. And then there's plenty of cairns along the way, like this little one right here, that kind of lets you know that you're going the right way. So anyway, this is probably the easier part of it. I know that there's a lot more challenges coming up, but anyway, that's the deal. It's day 2 and I'm here at my campsite at Cardenas Beach. The sun is just peeking up and it's already past 8. I actually slept till like 7:15, which was awesome. I wanted to get up earlier to leave, but I needed the sleep. Despite a little mouse that became my friend last night and tried to get my food and all that. I actually made a little, you can see behind me, I made a little stand with my trekking pole and hung my food bag. I have the Ursack Almighty, and I just hoped and prayed that it was mighty, and it was. There were no holes or anything, so, and the mouse didn't get into my tent or anything, but anyway, he was a cute little guy. So today I have a big day. I'm hiking to 75 Mile Beach. It's going to be about a 7-mile hike, I think, but through some kind of rough terrain, some sketchy areas, and then I'm super looking forward to hiking through 75 Mile Canyon. I've seen awesome pictures of that, so that'll be awesome. And so I'm going to pack up. I've already had my breakfast and changed and all that, so just have to pack up my tent and stuff and head out. So here we go. Another awesome day in the Grand Canyon. See the sun hitting the cliffs, just beautiful. Oh, the moon's still up over there too. Let's see, right there. All right, here I go. About 20 minutes after I left camp, and I have come to the Unkar Overlook. It's pretty freaking awesome. The river curves around me there, and so I'm at the mouth of the Escalante Canyon, and this is where there's some scrambling, and you'll see those rocks I gotta get over now, but there's if you stop and look around, you'll eventually see cairns, and so just take your time, because I see one there, and when I first got to this obstacle I kind of felt a little daunted, but then I saw that, and it just helps out to guide your path the safest way. And it's really cool being back in here. I'll show you the view behind me. It's amazing. So I'm deep in this canyon, and behind me you can see the Unkar Delta. It's just gorgeous. All right, so I'm taking a little lunch break. It's 1:30. It's actually kind of late, but I've been going kind of slow. The traverse through the unnamed drainage was a lot longer, and then to get over to Escalante Creek bed, which is where I am right now, just took a long time. I wouldn't say it was that sketchy. I think it was there was definitely a lot of exposure, but it wasn't like there wasn't room to walk, and there were plenty of good footholds, as long as you have trekking poles and have your 4 points of contact. I don't know, it didn't really worry me, and I'm a little bit more of an acrophobe than other people, so anyway, so I'm having a little snack here at the bottom of Escalante Creek, and I'm not going to go down. I think you can walk down the creek bed to the beach, but I've got plenty of water, and it's kind of late, and I'm just going to keep going and head my way to 75 Mile Canyon. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I guess that's about it. It's having my lunch, took my shoes off. My feet started hurting a little bit for the first time, and I've got a little bit of a blister, but nothing major. And I feel pretty good, just needed to eat. Hadn't had anything since breakfast, so I'm kind of having to force myself. I'm not that hungry, but I'm sure I'll make up for it when I get home. I'm getting my canyons names all mixed up, I guess, but so it looks like I do end up dropping down into Escalante Creek. As you can see, that's pretty awesome. I'm following this creek bed, which is dry, by the way. I mean, it's kind of moist. You could dig down for water, I guess. So I'm assuming I'll follow this down till I get to Escalante Beach. But it's really cool. It's really pretty in here. And I would imagine in the summer it would be a really great respite from the heat. But today I got perfect weather, so I don't need to worry about that. So give you a little shot of what I'm looking at here. It's pretty. There we go, on my way. I was wrong, there's water. You could definitely figure out a way to get some water into a bottle that way. So I made it to Cardenas Beach, and yeah, just followed that creek bed kind of in and out. There were plenty of cairns to mark the way. A little confusing, but I mean, generally you're following the creek bed. So I'm not going to stay here. I just wanted to kind of come and take a look. And here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. I just want to take a look and maybe see if there are any other humans around. I haven't seen anybody since the taxi driver dropped me off on Monday. So it's been fine though. So I'm going to go ahead and head up the trail behind me. See the right there's some switchbacks to go up, and then I'm heading into that canyon over there, 75 Mile Canyon, and it should be amazing. So it's about 2:45, a little later than I'd wanted it to be, but I think I'm gonna be fine. So I'm gonna head on. Do you see what I see? I see human stuff, a tent, which means I might actually have some human contact this evening. Because I'm pretty sure that's 75 Mile Beach, and that's where I'm headed. So maybe I could hike up the Papago Wall and down the slide with somebody else, which would be kind of comforting. We'll see, but maybe they're heading the other way. Who knows? Anyway, I'm getting closer to dropping down into the canyon, I think. So I'm hiking around the west arm, or the east arm of 75 Mile Canyon, and I can't get over it. It's unbelievable, so beautiful. My battery's gonna die on my phone, but I just can't help it. I gotta keep on filming or taking pictures because this is just spectacular. I can't wait to get down in there and see. I'm sure it's even more amazing, but I guess I'll charge my phone real quick. Okay, so I've reached the place where I can get down into the canyon, into 75 Mile Canyon. I believe this is it. There's a cairn right here. Looks like you could maybe go that way too, but I think this is probably a better choice. And so I'm gonna inch my way down there very carefully. I did it. I came down there, and it was actually really fun. I wasn't scared. You just have to be super slow and take a, watch every step you take, but it's not so bad. I wouldn't bring a rope or anything like that for my pack unless you just didn't have the strength, but if you didn't, you probably shouldn't be doing this. So here I am, and I'm going to start walking down the canyon, and I've got my charger hooked up to my phone right now, so I will I'll check back. Well, I am in my tent at 75 Mile Beach, and it's about 5 o'clock. I just filtered water and cleaned up a little bit, and just show you a little bit about where I am. It's beautiful. And really exciting thing happened. So I was coming through the amazing Slot Canyon. I ran into another human being, the guy with the white tent, and he's super nice. He's been on a super long trek, and he is heading to Papago tomorrow, so I may kind of tag along, or at least kind of meet him at the wall, and see, just for safety. But I'm not sure. He's staying at Papago Beach, so he's probably leaving a little later than I would. I've got a long day tomorrow, but anyway, it's nice to know that there's somebody around. And anyway, it's a beautiful evening again. It's not cold, it's just perfect. And I'm going to just chill out, have some dinner and stuff. And I lost one of my Nalgene bottles, I think probably coming down that little pour off into the canyon. So I was going to go ask him, because he was walking around in there, ask him if he's found it, because I kind of need that. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is day 3 or 4, and I'm at 75 Mile Beach, and today is the big day of the Papago Wall and Slide, and about 9 miles total to get to Hance Creek, where I'm camping tonight. I'm super lucky to have the guy behind me who is very experienced in the canyon. He spent 40 days in the canyon last year, and he's going to help kind of guide me up the wall and down the slide. So I think I got super lucky there, because there's nobody else out here. He hasn't seen anybody, and he's been out here for a week, and it's just amazing that we actually ran into each other. So it's a beautiful morning. The sun's coming up behind me. Anyway, it's going to be a big day, so I'm fueling up, and it's going to be fun. So I'm in the Papago Canyon, and it's just this little area. It's so cool. Really, really cold in here. And look at these rocks. This is awesome. Of course, the river out there. About ready to start our climb up the wall, and I'm super glad I have somebody to do it with. So it's awesome. All right, here we are at the wall. Not so bad. Oh, let's watch him go over the rapid. There he goes. Okay. Where'd he go? Woo! Yay! Well, I made it over the wall, down the slide. I survived. It was awesome, lots of fun. And now I'm standing here with a few other folks, and there's a rafting party just about to hit Hans Rapids, so I'm gonna film that. Pretty awesome. So, just left the Hans Beach area, and I'm heading to Hans Creek for my camp. It's about, I think, 6 miles. Not too bad, we'll see, but it's about 1:30, so I should be fine. Man, that was such a cool experience, meeting those people and the stories. I heard there's some really amazing stories, and you meet people here that are going through some incredible stuff. Watching the rafting party go down the rapids there, just full of life and exuberance and joy. It kind of made me tear up, you know, just being out here. It's like, this is living life. One of the gentlemen I met, he's here with his son, and he had a pancreatic transplant a couple years ago, and it's failing now, and he's probably about 50, and his son and him wanted to come out here and do this kind of last thing together, because he's terminal. And I was just kind of thinking, like, you know, what he's doing, a lot of people haven't done in a whole lifetime, this kind of adventure. So it's just cool. But anyway, here I am walking along the river, and I'm alone now, but those same people are going to be at that Hants Creek camp, so I'll see them again tonight. This has just been an incredible trip, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to do it. It's amazing. And the wall was fun. You know, it's a little scary, but it was fun. I had a blast, and then the slide, you know, super sketchy, but again, it just, I don't know, just take your time, and it's not that bad. So, and it was great to have somebody there with me. We gave each other moral support, but never once did I feel overwhelmed or anything. So I'm just super, super grateful. This kind of stuff this is amazing. All right, carry on. So I forgot to mention that the Escalante Route, the official Escalante Route, ends at Hants Creek, or Hants Beach. And so I just left that and am heading up to the Tonto Trail, which is a maintained trail. And so I'm going to be leaving the river. Sad to leave this amazing, beautiful river. And hearing that sound for the last few days has been amazing. But I'll be back. Is it just me, or does that look like some kind of a monster about to chomp down on somebody? These rocks are incredible. Giant boulders. Oh, cool. Just walking down the Tonto. I've got Horseshoe Mesa right there. It's hard to see with the sun. I'm gonna do a panorama here. It's been a lot of climbing to get up here. I'm almost at my camp at Hants Creek, so looking forward to that. It's been an amazing day. Just wanted to correct myself. I had said Horseshoe Mesa was behind me in the last video, but it's actually right in front of me here. That's Horseshoe Mesa, the east arm. And then this is my last probably view of the river. You see it way down there. I can hear it. Good morning. It is Thursday, and it's my last day here, day 5. I'm at my camp at Hants Creek, and I didn't film when I got here yesterday evening because I was so tired, and it was starting to get dark. It was a long day, but it's a sweet little camp spot right on the creek, so I got to hear the gurgling creek all night. It's a lot colder here than it was down at the river. A little chilly last night. I checked the temperature, it's about in the 30s, so it's starting to warm up. The sun's coming up. It's about 8 o'clock, and I'm going to pack up and head up the trail. to Page Spring, and then up to the Horseshoe Mesa, and then up the Grandview Trail. So total about 4 miles, but it's a lot of ascending. So I'm gonna try to be up to the rim around noon or 1, and then I'm looking forward to a hot shower at Mather Campground, and then a great meal and a beer. So it's been an amazing trip, and I'm sad to leave, but I'm also ready to go home and get back to my life. So anyway, one last shot here. Show you my camp spot here. It's my tent. And the creek's down there. It's not running real strong right now, but I was able to get plenty of water. All right, I'm gonna pack up and get on the trail. Now that I'm on a real trail, we have signs. So I'm on the Tonto, and I'm going up to, I'm gonna follow this, up to Page Springs to get on top of the mesa. Up here, and on my way. This route up to Page Springs is definitely a thigh burner. I gotta get up to that kind of separation there. You can see, well, I can see a lot of debris. The other name for Page Spring is Miner Spring. There's an old mine there, I think, and there's water. So anyway, that's where I'm gonna shed my layers, because I am sweltering now, going up the steep trail, and then you can see how far I've come. Kind of spooky in here. This is the mine down the Page Springs Trail, and it's as far as you can go. Man, I can't imagine working in here. Well, I made it to the top of Horseshoe Mesa. That was quite a climb. But it wasn't horrible. I got a lot more climbing to do today. It's just interesting now to be on an actual trail that's marked and there's signs. I feel like I'm back in civilization. But it's pretty up here. Get more views of the western end of the canyon. And there's definitely still snow up on Grandview Point. I'll show you back there. So anyway, it's a beautiful day, and I'm ready for that cheeseburger. So I'm, I don't know, a little ways up the Grandview and getting to the snowy area. See the trail behind me is pretty icy. So I think that it might be almost time to break out the microspikes. This is that gray area where you're like, okay, maybe it'll clear up in a bit, but you don't want to take chances and slip. So I think there's a good spot up ahead a little bit that I can put those on. But yeah, it's going to be nice and snowy up there, and so far it's been great.